We're back in Orlando. Back in Orlando, Sarasota County is up at the door. The first group to run, we're air pack nerds. Obviously, that's what we do. First group to run the new Scott Vision C5 masks on the X3 Pro packs. So these things take a lot of abuse, like just in general. Uh, the masks, the air packs, the equipment take a lot of abuse just running this course because these guys obviously are, performing as high performance athletes, which in and of itself, on top of being firefighters, can be aggressive on our gear. So a lot of people use like secondary packs or they'll use some reserve stuff just because if something breaks, they're not taking frontline stuff out. Um, Not to say that Scott's not going to hold up to this. Scott makes a fantastic product. Um, this is just the cleanest packs that we've seen run the course so far in the last couple of years, which is kind of cool. Get them dirty today for sure. So Sarasota's lining up. Like we said, we're here with the Florida RIT operations group in the middle of the course, and we'll be showing you guys Sarasota County's run here. So it looks like the evaluators are getting lined up. Teams so far, nobody has failed. We've got 26 teams to run through today, and the initial Mayday call is going out. Again, this is firefighting skills meets just basic firemanship, good communication, working together as a crew, basic skills, search, forcible entry, diminishing clearances, air management. They all apply today. Teams are fighting for a place in the top 5, so that's a combination of points related to time and then also related to penalties that are incurred on the course as they go through. Their time is going to start once they start working the door, once a tool or a hand comes in contact with the door. Do you have another one? Yeah. Sweet.
Part 2.
Copy. Force the door on the alpha side. Rib 1 entering part 2.
Time starts when you touch the door.
And there they go. So team 1 has forced the door successfully, or team 2 has forced the door. Team 1 is going to make entry onto the course. And as they do that, you're going to see team 2 starting to work to soften the structure, which means opening windows, communicating with command. And team 1 is going to be navigating their way to find that down firefighter. So it's as much of a learning opportunity for everybody on the course and watching as it is a competition, which is really, really cool. You don't see that a whole lot. Competitions are competition. Nobody wants to share anything. These guys and gals that are running the course that were out here yesterday that were practicing are sharing tips and tricks in order to make just the fire service better. So you can hear some of that radio traffic. So there are two-person elements. So this RIT team is comprised of 4 people, plus group supervisor or command, RIT command. So they are required to communicate and call out.
RIT 1's at the shape. Copy. RIT 1 is at the shape.
Call out obstacles as they find them. Call out as they clear the obstacles. All in the effort of maintaining communication with an IC who can't visibly see what's going on. Much like real life, it wouldn't do a whole lot of good to have an incident commander sitting in a elevated position where they can see everything and start coordinating their efforts. It's up to the crews to be able to do that. So as team 1 comes through the rafter prop here, they do need to make sure both individuals get through the obstacle before they start making their way to the next one. So team 1 is about to enter this 10-foot by 16-inch confined space tube, which requires them to remove their equipment.
Yeah. Red 1. Red up. Red 1, you got the 2. Red up, copy. On F2.
So the obvious issues with communication, triggering the mic button inadvertently. Obviously it happens. It's like helping them out.
The 5-minute alert, go ahead and get the car and air check.
So because they're using BA shields to limit their visibility, they can't actually get an accurate. Obviously, you have your heads-up display, which you're able to see even utilizing the BA shields smoked out product, but they want accuracy with how much air they actually have. So they call for air checks, and the evaluators on the course are able to provide them with exactly how much air that they have, so they can report that back to command.
5-minute check for your air and your bar. Command, team 2 is load that 4,500. Copy. Car 2, 4,500. Team 2.
So one of the things that they need to do, and that everybody's briefed on, is before RIT Team 2 can make entry onto the course to come assist, they have to locate the victim, and they have to be deployed, physically deployed by IC. Once they found the victim, they've got a list of objectives. You'll hear them rattle off in just a minute here.
At victim, RIT Team 2 deployed.
300. Unconscious. Yes.
RIT Team 2 making entry.
I got that red flag sitting on your right leg. I got it. You got it. I'm starting with that.
Looks like a little different method by Sarasota County here. We've seen nothing but pick-off straps to aid in packaging. And it looks like they're opting for a section of rope with carabiners and a pressure to help tension rather than a cam buckle on a pick-off.
Right shoulder strap. I got it.
There's the ingenuity of the fire service.
Copy, Team 2 is at the X prop.
2 is starting to work their way through the prop. Have the bail out there.
Rudolph copies. Team 2 met up with Team 1. Copy. We're 1 at the X prop.
There's definitely some variation in how these guys end up exiting the structure. The last, I think, 3 teams that just went through took the victim out first. These guys are opting to get the crews that have basically spent the most time on air on the course, getting those guys out first and prioritizing their air, which is also a fair argument. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. They both have their pros and their cons for sure.
Copy. Team 2 at the X prop.
One of the other bonus points section is that the tools need to come out with the firefighters.
Is at the breach. Copy. Rit 1 is at the breach. Rit 1, when you get through the breach, give me the second 10 minutes. Second 5-minute alert at 10 minutes. That means air and park. Copy. Low stair 1900 at the window egress now. For Team 1. And 2, 10-minute air check and park, please.
So we see in this particular instance I can't reach over. We see in this particular instance the option to get their crew out who's putting most of the work in first is going to pay off. I hear vibra alerts already outside that window as Team 1 has already exited. 2 is able to take a little more time and just work the problem.
Copy, team 2 has a breach prop and field victim.
So the time limit on the course is 20 minutes. Not that we're there yet, but if for whatever reason it takes longer than 20 minutes, the evolution will be stopped and will be considered a do not finish. Challenging part of the course here as well. Physically demanding if you don't get a good setup as you try to get the dummy and all of his gear through our 16-inch wall. Looks like they're working out being stuck. Once that bottle clears, both crew members through. Team 1 waiting to receive.
Hey, stop, 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 stop. We reached 15 minutes.
I stand corrected. It's 15 minutes on course, so it does look like they weren't able to get the victim out within that 15 minutes. So where I thought it was 20, it turns out it is 15, which will lead to a DNF for Sarasota County, unfortunately. Good work. Strong work. The run looked good. Apparently, the speed just wasn't there for these guys today, so we'll check in with you on the next group. Right at the door.